get all my knobs in order here. Hello.
Gotta have all your knobs in order. 10-4. This is not the all knobs to the right channel. Just bear that in mind.
Well, yeah, but you got to do some fine tuning. I feel every once in a while.
Oh, fine tuning is what we're all about. Fine tuning, not all knobs to the right.
No, all knobs to the right is how you blow stuff up.
Speaking of blowing stuff up, do you have any idea how much capacitance you need when you load up your shortened doublet on 160?
No, but I know that you need a bit.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had a capacitance meter you can measure your setting.
Yeah, I could probably do that, but I have to unhook it. Just not right now. But I have two caps in parallel going on for that. I think because one of them is a little funny. But yeah, I stick that sucker in on the hot side of those inductors.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, this is just looking to see what I need to help out my buddy Wayne to get on 160 with a shortened antennae. So I just want to make sure I got enough capacitance to accomplish it.
Well, let me go look at what that crap capacitor is. I'll give you the value. I know one of them is a 7 through 1000 proof crap capacitor, but I think the other ones do most of the work. Let me see what that one is.
Roger. 10-4. Copy.
Was that VW Dave?
No, that was Billy the Kid.
Oh, okay. I could hear him in there, but I couldn't have a conversation with him.
Well, he's just as far away the other direction. Well, more northeast, but Dave is south, but they're the same distance apart from us.
Huh, interesting. Like I said, I could hear somebody in there, but I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with him.
I think he's back in there because I heard his Kia. You back there, Billy?
Yeah, I'm back. So that other cab is 150 through 1500 proof.
And you're not using all the capacitance, though, are you?
No, I'm not using the whole thing. It's, somewhere in that range. But that's what I've got dangling over here.
Yeah, all right. I was just curious. And the only reason I was curious because Dave made me curious. But you know how Dave has a way of making you curious about things.
Oh, yeah. No, I know all about that. Your curiosity is Dave made.
It absolutely is.
He's showed me a lot of really cool crap that works over the years. Where's my dead key at? Oh, it stayed where I set it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, you're doing your thing, as usual. Sounding good over here. Hopefully in this weekend, maybe, I should have the ability to do something on the low bands with my audio.
Well, that'd be cool. I think they're switching us to like 7 days a week for the month of August. I'm not sure about that yet, but that's what they're talking about. So I might be, I don't know, really tired all the time next month.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what you got to do. And yeah, before I start doing them kind of schedules again, I'll just retire. But I enjoy working with my 4 days on, 3 days off. If they change that, then I'm done.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. I'm just doing this like because after that month they're gonna lay us all off, and then I'll be on my ass for who knows how long. And it's local. It takes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months that you're riding the list before you get another job.
That's kind of a crap ass way to operate for sure. We're gonna work the dog snot out of you, and then we're gonna let you sit for twice as long.
And that's exactly what it's like to be in the electrical union.
Yeah, that's a hell of a way to operate. I'm glad I don't have to put up with that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, it's really. I don't have too much nice to say about it, so I guess I won't say anything at all, right? You know, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything. That's what I was told.
Well, yeah, that's Mama's mantra. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I spent numerous years, 27 years, in fact, in a union, and I'm no real fan of unions, but they didn't do to me what they're doing to you. But they did coddle the lazy. And that's what they did. They coddled the lazy.
Yeah. Oh, I know a lot of real lazy guys who are not even good electricians who they don't miss a day, man. It's sick. I don't know. It's again, I could start saying all kinds of things, but I guess I think I'm just gonna not say anything at all. It just I don't like it. I leave it at that. I don't like it either.
Well, most things that you could probably say, I would probably be in agreement with you. So it's like politics. There's no point in really discussing it because we're probably in agreement anyhow. So there's nothing more needs to be said because all we're going to do is preach to the choir and cheerlead each other. So we'll just skip over all that instead of annoying the audience. And we'll just skip on over that and move on to something else.
Do I have a lot of swing in my signal? Hello.
Well, can't really tell. I got a mobile radio, an old mobile radio I'm using tonight with a teeny tiny meter. And I saw it moving, but I can't really give you an accurate description of what's going on because it's a teeny tiny meter, and I don't have my super duper magnifiers on or anything.
That's all right. I'm trying to let it swing a little bit. Hello. Haha.
Oh, I'm sure there's some swing. I'm just the wrong station to be asking about it, at least on this radio. Now, if I was on my Tram Titan or something like that, yeah, go ahead and ask. But not on this 23 channel JC Penny mobile with a teeny tiny meter.
Yeah, roger that. Roger that. Just trying to, uh, just trying to give this 148 a workout. Let's see if it has all that sloppiness on it. Yeah. Oh my God. This thing spews some kind of like harmonic or garbage, and I can't tell if it's just my receive being blown out or if it's really there. But I see all this nasty crap like 272135 in that area. Like it looks nasty.
Yeah, again, from what I'm hearing, it all sounds good from here. It all looks good from here, and I'm not looking elsewhere. So it is Citizens Band Radio. And even if you are putting out crap, I'm sure it's a lot cleaner than plenty of radios I see on the band.
Yeah, not too bad, but it's there. So I'm just like, well.
Well, I wouldn't concern myself too badly with it, because it might just be an artifact of your proximity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Might just be in my receiver, but it's real far down from my carrier, so it's probably not an issue. I'm gonna set up a fan over here so that it doesn't get all hot crap in the house.
I'm down here in my bathrobe. It's so hot outside, but yet I come down on my Radio Shack here in the basement, and I'm freezing to death. It's freaking 60 degrees down here. And hiya, Wayne.
Hi, Pete.
VW says if we strike out at the Hamfest, he's got a vacuum variable cap for sale.
Did he say how much?
No, but I'm sure it's probably cheaper than anything we'll find online.
Okay, I hear that. That makes sense.
It's probably why he offered it up, so we don't have to pay premium online prices.
Well, that's very nice.
Well, Dave's a good guy. He's one of the good guys.
Isn't that where you got the one that broke from?
Yeah. He gave that one because it was it had a flaw and it had a chip and a ding in the glass and the metal, but it still held the vacuum. But it wasn't, it's not something you could sell, so that's why he gave it to you. And then I went ahead and broke it.
Well, when you showed me those pieces of glass that were inside there, and you're trying to turn it, I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have tried to force it. Maybe I should have just let it sit and try to figure something else out. But I don't know. I'm sorry. Don't know what happened.
Hey, yeah, no, I'm not blaming you. You were trying to fix it. Hey, yo, 6'4", how you doing, man? 6'3".
Hang on.
Here. Yeah, good evening, time 631. 6'4", right back.
There's my son-in-law.
Oh, County Wide, what's going on, Pete? Good evening, time.
Good evening there, 64 to Penny Snatcher. Sounding good from your neighborhood down here in my volcano crater.
Hey, Roger, right on, 10-4, appreciate it. Yep, likewise up there on this end too, man.
Me and my old 23-channel JC Penny mobile radio. Come on.
Oh, Penny's working for you. Sounded good, man. Good audio. Nice and clear.
It's a radio. If you saw it for $5 in the flea market, you would walk right past it.
I got an old JC Penny stereo /CB. I got to pull out of the box one of these days.
I have a Pioneer AM/FM car stereo CB that I was going to put on the air this week, but maybe I'll wait till next week. But it's the last one of those.
Yeah, I got an old 23-channel one. Somebody gave me this brand new in a box. Hey man, I got a bunch of radios up there. You might be interested in a bunch of Johnsons, the old telephone ones and everything. I don't know if you know anybody who wants to them, the old Lafayette and shit.
Unless it's got tubes in it, most likely I'm not interested. And I never did like them telephone handset radios. I think they're stupid. But I do have the Radio Shack one, only because my father gave it to me.
Yeah, like a bunch of old shit. A bunch of old stuff up here, old mobiles and everything. But yeah, I don't know what's tube, but I keep going through it. Alright. TS2000 brand new in a box.
Say what? You got a Kenwood TS2000.
Yeah, in the box with a studio mic, with the the studio desk mic, stock mic, all the connections for the satellite hookups and everything. Other than solid box.
What do you ask you for the Kenwood?
Well, I figured 900 was, give or take. But I was asking 900 because they said it's in the box shit all wrapped up. I see them going for over 1,000, so I don't know. 900.
Well, it's probably worth it, but you do realize it's a 20-year-old radio, even if it is new in the box. But yeah, I don't have that kind of coin to be slapping around at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I see them, the old interweb, you see them out there everywhere. They're going for 1,000 plus. Yeah, I don't know. You got a state kind of type of thing. A whole bunch of radio, 2,000s, 1,000s, old Washingtons, and this, and I have a bunch of crap up here.
Yeah, if you ever come across a Kenwood TS480HX, that one I'll pull money out of the bank for. That one I'd like to have one of them again.
What is it?
TS480HX.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
It's a 200-watt base mobile.
Oh, so it takes a power supply, yep.
Yeah, it takes a power supply. The beauty of that radio, it's real easy to hook up to the internet with software and operate it remotely with a laptop or whatever.
You can do that with this thing, too. I see you do all that happy jazz. I don't know, man. It does everything but give me a feature, you know?
Yeah, the 2000 will do that too, but it's not 200 watts.
Yeah, so 50 watt AM, 100 watt, whatever.
Yeah, the HX is a 200 watter, 50 watts AM. The 2000 is 25 watts AM, 100 watts.
Oh, that was 25, okay.
Hey, 640, you sound nice and clean tonight.
999.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just, I'm on a Ranger, my RCI, man. Just, what a Cobra, old school Cobra stock mic, coffin mic. That's it, man. And, of course, me, everything's wide open, man.
You got the,
99999.
like, sound like a human. That's cool, man. But I know it goes a lot higher than that.
No, man, everything's wide open right there. I can't go no more with this.
Really? Wow. That radio's pretty clean sounding audio. It's not all distorted like, all the Cobra 25s that I have.
He does sound pretty good. Crystal clear coming down here.
Yeah, the one I've always talked on. I just got the echo turned up. But I got this coffin stock mic hooked up to it tonight. The other mic was giving me problems on a PTT switch.
Well, good to know. That's a good sounding setup. This is a damn Cobra coffin mic.
Yeah, make that beer.
A little boxy, but I mean, what are we working with? Like, there's barely any frequency response here.
Yeah, I got it. I'm working at a 60-watt carrier.
Yeah, you got a hell of a lot of signal, though. Are you mobile?
Yeah. Sitting up here on the hillside where I usually sit, working my way into work or shit.
Up there on Piss Jug Mountain, huh?
Up over here in Pennsylvania Hill.
Yeah. This is a good spot, too. I like this hill that I'm on. I'm not on the top of the hill, but it's pretty hilly over yonder, up here on Piss Jug Mountain.
Yeah, I'm not on the top up here either. When I get up to the top, I overshoot everybody, man. So I got come about 300 feet down, and I pull up to the side here.
It's like where I'm at. I'm like 200 feet down off the peak of this mountain, which is good because the top gets hit by lightning all the time, and I don't need, I ain't got no time for that.
I heard it, yep. Hey, go ahead, Blake. I appreciate it. B 45 down here, Farm Road. I was just trying to figure out what your 40 was. Doing a real good job down here at the mobile. Hey, hello, 45. You know who it is. I'm up here outside of Jim Court. Old Patty Snatcher with the wave. I didn't recognize your voice. Sorry there. Yeah, man, I think you're doing a great job down here. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, because I'm not, I ain't got my
out in the morning time every once in a while, but man, we've been collecting the hours up, man, hardcore. So I haven't really been out here. I ain't going until later on tonight because how damn hot it is. So I'll go only when the sun goes down. That's why I come out here and play for a little bit. I'm gonna stand by and see these other guys can hear you. You got a guy down there, at a volcano hole down there, Swanksville area down that way, and so I was just talking to these up here in New Jersey. So I'm gonna stand by and see they copy you. Hey, 10-4. Yeah, I hear the other gentleman you're talking to. He's kind of waving in and out a little bit, but I do hear him.
Yeah, was that me or Billy the Kid? I was just wondering who's wavering in and out. How about a 45? You got a copy on 441, just outside of Pottstown.
Yes, sir. 441. Got a good grip on you there. Come on.
Yeah, you're doing real well here tonight too. Sometimes you're not quite as strong, but I always hear you. You seem a little bit stronger tonight. So anyway, you're completely in the clear, sounding good. Thanks for the get back there, 45. 441 on the Classic Radio Roundup.
Yeah. Well, we're on this old Royce here, so I guess we could be in the classic too.
Yeah. Well, that's a good classic. A lot of good Royce radios out there. This is an old JC Penny 23 channel mobile.
That's good stuff. I heard somebody say they had a Krakow or something with the 8-track in it too.
A lot of good old crazy Krakos. There's that Krakow Super Deluxe. It looks like the grill of a Plymouth Valiant.
Hey, Roger, G. All right, man. Can't tell you out here like I said or whatever. We just so we give you an hour without the center. I see everybody get all the bill on 19 sometimes in the morning, but I haven't heard him much. Yeah, he's been out there. He was out there the last couple of mornings. He was, I don't think he's on his big radio. He switches up all the time. Sometimes he's on the big radio, sometimes he's messing around with this or that. But yeah, he's been out there in the morning time. You got to catch him a little earlier. I think about like 6:45, 7 o'clock. He's been bouncing out of there and going to breakfast. But he's usually in there from about 5:30 on. Hey, 10-4. Yeah, I haven't heard too much of him. I'll head up that way. I'm usually up early. I'm talking to this guy sitting there in Pocono City down there, right there, and Top Cat and all. They're way down on Eastern Shore. I catch them in the morning, but haven't heard too much from old Bill. Well, next time you talk to Digger, tell him I said hello. That's a real good friend of mine. Down in the old Chesapeake. Yep. Tell him I said what's up. I know him real well. All right. Well, he's kind of good up here. Like, you know where I'm at up here, old cold country. Hey, 10-4. That's a good shot going up there, for me. Yeah, I'm just sitting cruising about 100 watts, and that's it. And, I'm surprised you can't hear me down here. Yeah, sometimes you're a lot louder than you are now. I'm only shooting you about 100 here, if that. Yeah, well, actually, you hear me a lot louder, so I'm usually running a foot warmer. But, I'm just running radio, that's it. Just whatever's coming out of the radio, ain't a whole lot. Well, still do this job. All right, my friend, have a good one out here. Have a safe one. Go 45 down there on Mason Dixon there. We'll be tomorrow. All right, 45. Appreciate it, my man. Take them easy. Take care. You know who, you know where.
Hey, thanks for stopping in there, 45, making your presence known. Glad to have you checking in on the Classic Radio Roundup. Sounding real good up this way. 441 to Spitfire, countywide radio on its antique flea market junk.
All right, there's 441. That thing's doing a good job. Things cleaned up now. I got a real good copy on you now.
Billy, can you hear 45?
Cut off, though. I'll see you.
BTK, can you hear 45?
Yeah, 45 was in there for sure. He was up and down. When I could hear him, I could really hear him. And then other times I could tell he was talking. I could hear a bit of his modulation, but I really couldn't make out exactly what he was saying. So, on the fringe, but, going up and down.
Yeah, I think he was saying the same thing about your signal. It was going up and down.
Yeah, Big Daddy.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you pretty well right now. Hey, 45, waving a hand. Billy the Kid, 631.
Yeah, I hear you, 631. Like I say, conditions are changing a little bit up and down there, but I definitely had a copy on you that time.
Yeah, man. Same here, up and down, you're in there pretty good right now. So, that's a long trip. I'm way out here in New Jersey.
Hey, 10-4. Yeah, I think we were talking like you one time before up there. Right up above the river there, the bridge that goes across there in 78, 10-4.
Yeah, 10-4, man. Yeah, I try to, come out here for the roundup at least. I'm working a lot right now. I should be on the radio more, in the fall.
Yeah, I haven't been on here myself too much. I've had a lot of this stuff disconnected because it seemed like we had some type of thunderstorm or rainstorms here almost every night. So I disconnect things. I don't want to lose anything.
Yeah, the weather's been ridiculous. So, that's another contributing factor.
Somebody said something about a glass of water. I remember a guy used to put the coax in the mason jar.
Yeah, I was asking you, put your coax in.
Yeah, I just roll it up and stick it off the side of the room so it's not anywhere near the equipment.
Yeah, Roger, right on. All right. Yeah, okay, Scratcher, Mobile got down.
Oh, no. Down getters. Appreciate you, saying good coming down here. I'll be back up.
Yeah, Billy. You're back up. Rooster checking in. Rooster. Down here, I just said T control sound. Sounds good. We can hear you. Yeah, I hooked up my old Pioneer CS1 to it. What makes it loud? Yeah, it's basically just a +3. Same characteristics. That sounds good. It says custom special. What radio did that come with?
It's a regular mic. It was a 6-wire mic. It was a 6-wire +3. That's why they call it a special.
Oh, so it's the same thing as the +3. It sounds a little louder than the +3.
Well, it's differences in the mic, but the same basic design. The only difference is the CS1 was 6-wire, the +3 was 4.
Well, I wanted it for a 4-pin for T-control. T-control, the shield goes on number 3. That's weird.
Yeah, not all radios are wireless coders. Some are different.
Sometimes you got to put that blue wire on number 1. If not, then you got to take the black wire off of 3 and move it up to, the red wire up to 4 and put the blue wire on 3.
Variety, the spice of life.
That's right. And I can almost hear 45 tonight. And why is that, you say? Because I'm home in noise level. And why does that happen? Because I have no power.
You're out of power right now?
Yes, I'm running on generator power.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah, this is getting old. These rolling blackouts here. There was a power failure up towards Ole, and then all of a sudden mine went out.
You're starting to lose power more than me, and that's unusual.
Well, this is nothing to do with trees falling or anything like that. It's poorly maintained infrastructure, and they're making all kinds of excuses why and why not and all that other nonsense.
100 degrees out, they decide to turn your power off.
Yeah, you could say it's suspicious, right? Overload the circuits, and there was a storm out towards Ole that may have had something to do with the first power outage, but when they fixed that one, they knocked ours out. They just can't get it all,
Well, you're doing well signal-wise and all that, sounding good, whatever it is that you're running.
Hey, Pete and Dave.
I have to use the 706 since that probably will give me the most power without having to run an amp.
Hey, Rooster, county-wide.
Radio. Hey, I got a bunch of resistors and whatnot from some guy
guy that used to fix radios, but it looks like it's all older stuff.
Older resistors are fine.
There's a bunch of stuff, I don't even know what it is, but I figured you and Dave might be able to use it. Yeah, you never know.
Parts is parts.
That guy's probably been dead for 10 years, so.
Resistors don't go bad sitting on a shelf.
Yeah, resistors are futile. Yeah, and it does. He has some things with mercury in them.
Probably mercury switches.
Yeah, they're little tubes.
Yeah, mercury switches. They got 2 or 3 leads on them.
Yeah, you find them in thermostats. Yeah, well, when you get that Eagle done, I'll bring all that stuff down for you.
You also find them on level controller switches, high and low gas pressure switches, the high and low oil pressure switches on old boilers.
Yeah, well, when you get that radio down, I'll bring all that stuff down to it and you can show Dave sometime.
Well, I'll be able to concentrate more on your radio now since the train project is completed. So now I got time to move on to the next project, and you're the next project in line, besides my own messing around projects. But I'll have more time to devote to yours now. Just FYI.
Yeah, 10 and 4. Yeah, maybe I'll bring the stuff down one day. We'll see.
Yeah, you still got that IMAX for me?
And 4.
Yeah, I'll have to come. I think I might have to come and get that. I'm getting a little sick and tired of this fluctuating signal level on my receiver. And the only thing I can figure out is something wrong with my antenna.
Let me know. Or you've got semi-directional capabilities being next to the tree when the antenna shifts one way or another.
Yeah, there ain't no wind out there blowing around right now, so I don't know. There's no rush. You know, I'm not in any real hurry unless it just quits completely.
I'm still up in the air. It's probably like 10 or 15 years old.
Yeah, I don't care about ages. It'll still work as long as it ain't broke and it still works. This one I'm using now is probably 20 years or more old.
Yeah, this is the older one. I have a new one up in there. I have a Mako 5/8 too.
Yeah, aluminum antennas don't survive well in the forest.
They had 4 of that. Well, they knew that they were just single vertical stick.
Yeah, the ground plane gets knocked off.
That would be a little awkward to try to haul a Mako 5/8 wave up to 100 foot in the air with ropes.
I bet I could do it. I just don't know how long it would last.
Oh, I know you could probably do it. But yeah, like you say, oh, just stay up there.
Fiberglass is more forgiving for that situation.
How do you strap that onto the tree? That's what I want to know.
It's not strapped onto the tree. The rope is tied around to the antenna, and the rope goes up over a branch, and it gets hauled up to the branch.
So the rope is always holding it up there? You tie it off down below?
Yeah, that's a Roger. Hello, Bite Buster.
I always wondered how people put them up in the tree. Boy, he sounds good tonight.
Well, I'm sure there's more than one way of mounting it up in a tree, but that's the way that I hang it in the tree. Tie the rope off on the antenna, and actually the rope only is tied off of like up to the first section, and then you haul it up to the branch. So the top 2 sections of the IMAX are above the branch, and just the bottom section is below the branch.
So you don't have a pulley, you just throw it over a branch.
Ah, that's right. So if I had a pulley, I'd need a whole nother rope.
Yeah, you have to put the pulley up on the branch, which means you have to climb the tree.
Yeah, or do the same thing, hang the pulley first with a rope strung through it, and then there's no point. There's no advantage to using a pulley. It would just mean more rope and more logistics. It's easier just to throw the rope over the branch and pull the whole thing up.
I love having an S1 noise level.
It's a beautiful thing, I can tell you.
My throat's just starting to kick in, which I have it set right at the threshold. With a preamp on now, no less.
I always run my Texas Star preamp.
And the wife says, "How are you gonna know when the power comes back on?" I said, "Because my noise level will go back up."
Oh yeah, you'll know.
And I guess it's getting dark now, so the street right across the street will come on. So that's why I know the power comes back. So how do you hook it up? Are you just hooked straight to your generator, or you plug it into your house? What are you doing? I am backfeeding the 220 line that goes into my garage for my air compressor. I got the generator hooked to it, and I just turn the main breakers off so it's not backfeeding the rest of the grid. And voila. Yeah, that's how I do it. I'm just curious. And my generator's not strong enough to run my central air, though, so if it doesn't come back on, we're going to start cooking in here after a while.
Well, then I won't tell you that it's 60 degrees here in my basement and I'm sitting here in my bathrobe with fully dressed so I don't freeze to death.
Well, I suppose I could do it. I could move down to the basement, and it's 66 down there, and I could hook up the coax on my workbench and operate from down there, but that's not worth the trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I go outside and it's hot. I come down here and I freeze to death.
That's a good thing. Yeah, it's good to be chilly. What do you want to be? Oh, I think starting tomorrow and Friday, it's going to cool off quite a bit. Although when the cool front comes through tomorrow and meets the hot air mass, it's going to spark off some nasty stuff.
It's always the way.
Yeah, but we need some rain. 68 in my basement. What's in your basement? 68 degrees.
62 down here right now.
Pete.
Countywide.
Radio. How's this P control sound?
Sounds good. Sounds like you. It's got good audio.
Sounds very good. That Tyler CS1 makes it sound good.
Yeah, like Bagger said, it's just a 6-wire plus 3. I had a CS1, and they are good. They're just gold colored with 6 wires, but it's the same as a plus 3 otherwise.
Plus 3 is a natural sounding mic too. Certain radios are really, it's a great way to, to sound more natural and not necessarily boomy. This key control is pretty quiet.
What do you think of this JC Penny mobile scanning transceiver?
Oh, yeah. I do hear it.
23-channel mobile.
Sounds really good, honestly.
I know, it's one you would walk right past for $5 in a flea market because you're like, ain't nothing special.
It's funny, I was looking through Base Plan Market page the other day, and I saw, somebody's selling 4 JC Penny radios, and I saw it was you.
Yeah, it was me, but nobody wants them.
Yeah, that's what I saw. It's been up for like a year.
Yeah, nobody wants them.
I thought you weren't going to sell that one because it was your father-in-law's or something.
Well, I was just testing the waters. I kind of figured it wasn't going to happen. That was mostly YL appeasement. See, I do that, and then, well, nobody wants it. But you saw my ad, though. It's been up there a long while, too.
Yeah, I was just looking through, every now and then I go through Base Plan Marketplace just to see what's out there, and, I
Yeah, 323 channels and a 40.
Yeah.
These the 23 channels, I like them. They seem to work really well. The 40, a little less so.
Oh, really? I think the 40 is silent.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It probably works just as well. Maybe that's the looks. I don't. For whatever reason, I don't like it as much.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the JC Penny style from the 23 channel era. It's a bit different, with the brushed aluminum front and everything.
Yeah, I guess it's all right. It works okay. I can't remember if it sounds as good as this one though.
Yeah, that one sounds really good.
With my D10-4. So, just to go off on a tangent here, since it's kind of a lull. So, trying to get ahead of things, I decided to wire up my my rear panel push to talk on the DIY. The instructions say pin 1 is ground, pin 2 is push to talk. I'm like, all right. So I hook up to pin 1 and I pin 2 and a switch, and I flip the switch and nothing happens. I'm like, are you kidding me? What the hell's going on? Now I got to investigate that crap.
Well, it ain't one thing, it's another.
I try to get ahead, when I got spare time to get ahead on these things, and I only want to do it once. Now I got to go back and revisit and see what the hell's going on. I hate those kind of situations. Like, I really only have enough time to do this stuff once, so I try and do it right the first time. And then it doesn't work. And then like, well, why the hell didn't it work?
Yes, the mysteries of life.
I really don't want to do things twice. I just want to do it once, be done, and move on to the next thing.
That's the Murphy's Law of life.
Yeah, I know. And I think there was a long distance radio check out there. Come on, Brager. Well, it sounded good till you turn on the echo. I made it so I can't understand what you're saying. Yeah, there you go. Now I understand you. Where are you at?
Now you can turn off the Roger beat. It'd be perfect.
I'm up here in Maine.
In Maine?
Yep.
Like the state of Maine? Oh, wow. Wow, you're long distance radio check for sure. We're in Pennsylvania, 35 miles northwest of Philadelphia. Yeah, I missed that one. What was that? Yeah, so there you go. Yep, Maine to Pennsylvania. You're working it, brother. 441 is Spitfire. You made the classic radio roundup.
Odd conditions tonight.
Yeah, it's not often we get skip to Maine.
Yeah, that's clear and steady too.
You're on a what? A 990? Oh, an RCI 2990. And what kind of antenna you running? An Antron 99. Well, it's working. I'm using an old 23 channel JC Penny mobile radio with an IMAX 2000. And you've made the classic radio roundup. If you go on YouTube sometime tomorrow, search classic radio roundup, and today's date, you'll see how you made it on a video. I record on video every Wednesday night the classic radio roundup, and you made the video gate. So if you want to see how you made it to my station, check that out tomorrow. Classic radio roundup on YouTube. Classic Radio Roundup. If you put in classic radio, you come up with all kinds of stuff. Got to do classic radio roundup, and roundup being 2 words. And you're doing quite well for Maine. You're holding up there steady. Doing a good job. RCI 2990 sounds good. Stand by a second. Let's see if any of the other locals here can get up on your antenna. Anybody else here in Maine?
Yeah, I'm just steady S9. Emphasis on the steady. I got a copy on it.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly sound like Skip, but you never know.
I can't hear him at all. Oh, you can't hear him, Mike?
Oh, Mason Dixon line there has got him at an S9, so I don't know. Oh, he's lurking in the sidelines. He's here. No, he's Rube Goldberging his HVAC system. His condenser blower motor died. So he took some amplifier blower motor and rigged it up on top.
Yeah, I knew it did something like that. Took a fan and stuck it on top of the compressor, and because his fan died too.
Hey, all you need is airflow through that condenser.
That's right.
Say again there.
What kind of you talking on?
A JC Penny Mobile 23 channel from about 1974.
Now that guy I heard.
That's the guy in Maine, Mike.
I can't hear him all the time. You know, down in Pennsylvania, you guys have a good TV shop. You probably try to sell a bulk TV light. You guys could have bought a TV shop.
Do any of us what? About a CB shop? What?
Bob.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying.
I think he said something about Bob's. But there's no Bob's. Well, there used to be a 2X Bob, but I don't think he ever called it that. But he's no longer in business.
Yeah, I don't know of a Bob's CB shop.
No, there's no Bob's CB shop where we are. Yeah, I think he's more towards Western PA, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, there was some heavy skip going on earlier, like 7:30ish. So maybe there's still, how it lingers around sometimes.
Yeah, when the power goes out, the skip comes in. I don't know.
Well, if my power goes out, I'll be done. I got no backup available.
I was about to go haul a car battery up here and I used to turn the generator on. Like, all right.
Yeah, well, my backup was the car in the garage. I got like battery clamps out in the garage, and I ran wire through the wall down to here, and I can run everything off the car battery out of the car. But my garage is not accessible, and the car's outside. My cables don't reach that far.
You guys work started on rehabilitating your garage wall?
Yes, and it can't be done too soon because I don't like my car sitting outside, and I can't use my shop. I'm lucky I was able to get Wayne's project done and machining that I needed to do, and Night Train's coupler and all. But then now it's just I can't access nothing.
Oh, so you cut that Delrin?
Yeah, that worked out really well.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yep, a nice Delrin coupler, insulated the shaft from the shaft.
Perfect. That's exactly what you needed to do. I figured with your lead and everything, you can make a perfect replacement.
Yep, and it's better than the original.
Yeah, it's not that damn brittle phenolic stuff.
Yeah, phenolic.
You're getting closer.
I brought that up to the wife the other day about how we were making fun of words that we can't pronounce.
Oh, yeah.
Then there was words I was asking her to pronounce without saying them to see how she pronounced them.
So how did that go? Did she pass or did she fail miserably too?
Oh, she's Pennsylvania with a touch of Philadelphia for sure.
Oh, so she goes down and orders water ice, huh?
Water ice, crick. What was the other one? Radiator.
Yeah, real yeah, all 9 yards.
But she didn't say ambulance. It was ambulance.
Yeah, ambulance was that was an Uncle Al thing, and somehow I picked it up.
I didn't even go down the road of attenders.
That's an old 05 thing. He was, him and his tenors and his, what was the other one he used to say?
I can't come up with it, but I know he had a few.
What's wrong with radiator?
There's radiator and there's radiator. Which one is it?
It's supposed to be radiator, but Pennsylvanians say radiator.
Yeah, it radiates heat, but it's a radiator.
Yeah, Yins.
Yins is more of a Western PA thing. Use is here.
Yeah, I was talking about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is Yins.
Yeah, it's use in Philly, but it's yins in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, South Philly is used guys.
Jeet yet?
No, Jew? Oh, I love gravy on French fries, but it's got to be a thick beef gravy.
Yeah. If I'm going to do gravy on fries, it's got to be thick beef gravy. But if there's no gravy, we get a side of mayonnaise and dip our fries in mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise, but I do like cheese.
Oh, mayonnaise is good on fries.
Mayonnaise from Manioc.
Where'd you go, Billy the Kid?
Oh, it's Benny Fry time for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it might have been. He just sort of went away, though. Usually signs. Wayne's in here.
He may have dozed off. Yeah, I could hear Billy the Kid on sideband, but I couldn't hear him on AM tonight.
Yeah, well, he popped in here, too. He was sounding really good tonight. Did I just hear the train pull into the station?
Yes, you did. The train is sounding on classic radio roundup. Hello around the band. It is the night train base station working this Trasy tram. I'm quiet. Hello, night train. You sounded down here.
Yeah, that thing's really loud. I don't think it's what you would want. There's plenty that would, but I don't think you would. And you missed Skipland from Maine.
Oh, wow. All right, let me ask you this. If I back off that microphone, is it still too loud? I don't think so. It sounds good. What's going on here, Bike Buster? Maybe I was too close to the microphone there, Pete.
Well, all I can say is you're the loudest one on right now, so I got to ride the volume knob for you.
Sound good to me, Night Train. Pete, you're the loudest thing in my receiver.
This is an old junky 23 channel JC Penny mobile. Ain't nothing special about it.
What's the microphone you got hooked to? I don't even know where my microphone's set for this thing. I just threw the D104 on it. I assume it's not too loud.
I'm using a D10-4 there, Pipe Buster.
No, you sound normal. Pete, the only one sound loud. He's blaming me for being loud. Yeah. Hello there, Wayne. Good evening. You sound civilized. Well, I am. I already just drank a bourbon, and I just filled up another one.
Yay! I'm drinking right beside you there, Wayne.
I like it when we don't drink alone.
Yeah, I'm drinking cheap tonight, though. Windsor Canadian.
Yeah, well, I was out, so I went to the liquor store today and got 2 bottles of Jim Beam. So I just tapped the first one, and it's all I did was empty the neck.
Yeah, I drank too much this weekend and polished off my whole bottle of rye. But I always keep a bottle of Windsor Canadian on hand just for such emergencies.
So where's 507 tonight?
Oh, I know he was sandbagging at some point because he sent me a video gate. So I don't know if he's still there or he's in and out and around and about. Or I know he's got HVAC issues and things going on. Where you at, 507? You there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, up here. I was there, but down here.
Oh, there he is.
Hello there, Dave. Hey, Trey. Hey, Rooster.
Good evening, I train.
Evening there, Dave. How you doing?
Good, man. Doing fine yourself. I like that click when you key up. What is that?
I have no clue. Probably the sound of the relays. This is a Tran 27E from the 60s.
Oh, yeah, I saw a picture of that. It's a nice rig there. Yeah, it's got a nice clunk when you key up.
You could eat off of that chassis, but you wouldn't want to put your food on there because it would ruin the shine.
Yeah, you don't want to do nothing to blow it. I think it's one of my oldest radios as far as a part of the collection.
Well, you can amend that statement when you pick up the pair that's sitting over here.
Yeah, I'm still getting ready for that, Pete. I got the table built. There's still some finishing touches that need to be done. I was afraid that there's one more guy that's supposed to come in here and do a little bit of work, and I didn't want to get the dust and the sawdust and everything. So I figured, well, we could do Monday the 11th. That sound all right?
Yeah, I'll pack it up and bring it over and set it all up for you. And then Monday night, we'll get you on 160 AM. That'd be good fun. You did get the picture I sent of the new faceplate on it, did you not?
No, I don't remember that. But I tell you what, I've seen a couple of beautiful specimens of that receiver on eBay for sale.
Yeah, and they don't go cheap neither. I swear I sent you the picture of the completed product. It looks really good.
I certainly hope so, man.
It looks good. It really does.
Maybe you sent it to Dave.
I did indeed send it to Dave, but I sent it to you at the same time.
I'm going to check.
Yeah, it does look good. I guess you're running one of those weird Galaxy phones or Handic or what's the other ones? They're Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah, he's running a non-iPhone. So text communication between the night train and I is not always successful.
Dave?
Hello there, 6'4".
Did my son-in-law just cut my lips off?
You want to know the answer?
Not really.
Well, not to me anyway. No, not to me either. You're screaming.
Well, you guys are 2 blocks away from them.
Then again, we're the neighbors. Hi, neighbor.
Neighbor. Where's all my neighbors?
My pen is in the lawn cutting position right now, which is where I take the coax off the lawn, then I tension it. So the thing is pointed at 45 degrees or 50 degrees instead of 28 degrees, and the back is way lower than the front. So I'm doing some moon bounce here.
Or satellite bounce.
Airplane reflection.
Yeah, copy. We hear you up here on the dark side of the moon. Go ahead.
Roger, on the dark side.
Yeah, matter of fact, it's all dark.
Hey, come to the dark side. We have cookies.
It's definitely dark in my neighborhood. There's no lights anywhere.
Well, that's a good thing for you being able to hear everybody.
Yeah, I even hear Bite Buster when he turned off the switch. Yeah, I was having trouble hearing Bite Buster anyhow. Bite Buster, what did you do, man? Did you lose the amp or something?
Oh, I turned it off. I said, you know what? It makes a noise, so, I have to flip it off so I can hear you guys.
Alright, it was making me feel a little bit bad about my Tram 27E. I thought maybe the ears wasn't just quite up to snuff, and I felt bad. He was giving me like S8, normally, and then he was down to like 4 or something. And I said, yeah, he turned the amp off. But I could hear him. The fact that I could hear him at all at that level, it's like having a noise level is like fantastic. Well, he never gives me an S8 over here. He's usually always one of the stations that I struggle to hear. Oh, that's true. I got the preamp on, so that kind of skews things.
You got to point your antennas up this way,
I always hear you, Bite Buster. AM or sideband, power on, power off, it don't matter. I hear you.
Yeah, one way or the other. You'll hear me on Facebook.
Yeah, you got a lot to say there.
Got a lot of time.
No time like the present.
10-4 over.
Roger, Rover.
Oh, you still hear me down there? Still.
Yeah, copy. 10-4, Roger.
Hey, that's a 9-watt carrier. That's it.
You're at S6 down here.
Really? 7.5. Oh, geez. That should have made a little bit of difference. Hello? That's 9 plus.
You're up to 8 here.
Oh, good deal. All right, it's working. All right, thank you.
It's nice when things work.
Yeah, and it sucks when you put in the time and then they don't.
That makes me mad.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm mad today.
I'm only doing on the watch, man. That's it. No headlight dimming up here.
That's all I'm doing is 100 watts. Maybe a little more, 150.
Oh, that's serious, man. Doing 100 peak watts. That's it.
Myself.
One day I was going to work and I had this radio, just the radio, not the amp, just the radio. And I was talking and talking, I had this thing plugged into the cigarette lighter thingy, and I look over, all of a sudden I see this flash, and the thing caught on fire because it melted the plug.
Yeah, you can't be drawing like, 10 or 15 amps out of a cigarette lighter.
That's funny because they're always on a 20 amp circuit.
It kept going, but, I had to pull over and pull it out and smack it, smack the flame off of it.
Yeah, if you can only pull 10 or 15 amps out of a cigarette lighter plug, well, I got a 20 amp fuse in there.
interesting.
The plug that was going into it was like, I don't know, such a thin wire, I didn't realize it.
Oh, so it wasn't the socket's fault, it was the plug's fault. Using cheap Chinese underrated junk.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. How much current does it draw back in the day when you actually put the cigarette lighter coil in there and heated it up? Basically almost making it dead short, you know. So if you could draw that much current, you can run a CB radio.
This one pulls pretty much. What radio is that? It's the Striker 955 power network.
You should be able to draw 15, almost, you know, close to 20 amps without any issue.
So yeah, it can, but you know, you gotta have the wires that are thick enough.
Well, yeah, you can't be using 22 gauge wire and a cheap Chinese plug.
Oh, it melted. I couldn't believe it. I used to run my 706 in the car off a cigarette lighter plug in it. It was heavier duty and it got warm, but that's about it. Well, maybe you had a fake like kind of bogus plug, you know? Yeah, it wasn't made in China. What I needed was like a ceramic plug. The thing is, you're driving, you know, and there's a fire in the car.
Yeah, well, that's a problem. Driving down the road, you start a fire in the car.
Yeah, that could wreck your day.
I had that once. I had a little 2-holer 6JU6 linear amplifier in the hatchback. Driving my 82 Trans Am. I was on my way into work and I was talking to somebody on 10 meter AM. And the amplifier caught on fire, but it was still working. So I kept going.
Yeah, but you gotta put the fire out.
Yeah, it went out by itself. It was way in the middle where, you know, it wouldn't hurt anything. It kind of smelled good.
Roll them up.
You know, if you got a controlled fire, I mean, don't put it out.
I do controlled explosions every day and get paid for it.
See that?
And it's just because you're constantly in Dagner. Yeah, but the people at the place, they don't even realize it. Yeah, as long as he's got everything under control.
Yeah, nobody notices when you have controlled explosions going on. They notice when you have an uncontrolled explosion.
I'm there turning knobs and pressing buttons. Oh, no.
Did you check your phone there, Train? Did I send you that picture? Because in my text thread, it shows I did.
I'm still working on it. I ran into something else that was more business related and got offset. You ever go into your phone for one thing and end up doing something completely different?
Oh yeah. And I'm looking at your carpentry work on your table. And that's that recycled wood too, isn't it? Man, that stuff really turned out good. I need you to build me a console down here in the basement. I'm gonna get rid of all this junk and hire you to build me a console.
Yeah, that's just fun for me, but I did it right there, you know, on the floor, and I realized I'm glad I did because the thing is so heavy, I couldn't have got it upstairs no how.
You know, I was thinking about that today, that like I'm not going to enjoy carrying that transmitter from my car up the grade of your pasture there, and then once I get to the building, then I still got to go upstairs with it all, and then I got to go back for the second piece.
No, we're going to let you bring the vehicle all the way up to the front door.
You're gonna let me drive on your pasture?
That is correct, because there's too much. There's too much. We got tracks in the yard now, and eventually, we'll get it under control. But right now, there's tracks in the yard because every time I have something that's hard to deal with, I pull that truck right straight up that hill, man.
All right. Well, that's good news. Maybe I might not have a heart attack then getting your gear in the building.
You just get his son over there that picked up that antenna with Skyrider. He looks like he could carry a DX100.
Yeah, he could, but he'd probably be somewhere else when Pete come over. Hey, incidentally, just so you guys know, when Pete's hooking all that stuff up, you guys are welcome to come over and hang out.
Yeah, that could happen.
We'll just break Pete loose. Yeah, instead of bright yellow. But yeah, you guys are welcome to come over while he hook it up, and so he can have knowledgeable people in behind him, and that way he won't take no shortcuts.
The only rule I have is I get to throw the switch when it's time to turn it on.
Well, that's fine. I'll sit back, watch you guys, because I am definitely not in the know.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll have training session for you again, and then again. Initially, just leave it on the one band, and then you don't have to worry about it. It'll be ready to turn on and use every time.
Well, you know me, I'm going to want to learn how to use it. You know that.
Well, yeah, for sure. I would hope you would.
Well, we're going to make that work on every band so nobody tells me I'm a politician.
In the future, it certainly would be fun to use right here because it will go here, and I have used it here.
Man, I've been called a lot of stuff, but nobody ever said that.
Who called you a politician, Dave?
Last week on here, I was saying, hook your radio up, get it working on 160, and something else will happen with it. You're going to want to pull it out, and we'll make it work on 10, before Christmas or something like that. And somebody said, he sounds like a politician.
Hey, Dave, one day I was talking to a guy down at the Chestnut Hill Hotel. He was talking about politicians. He says, yeah, man, he says the politicians, they're crooked politicians. I said, man, that sounds like a good handle for some DX. I went on, man, and fired everything up, and my handle was the crooked politician. And man, everybody was hollering, how about that crooked politician? You got a copy of it, you break up like the crooked politician got you gone.
That's funny.
And I was a crooked politician for less than 40 minutes. It was cute, man, because everybody liked it, that handle.
Politicians say more taxes will solve everything. And the band played on.
That's right. I remember it.
That is a pretty funny handle.
Yeah, I think it's better than the chrome-plated hopper handle. Pete, I found it. You know what? I overlooked this. Probably because I was sending you pictures of the table, but I got it right here, man.
All right. You never know between our phones. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. So I have to follow up and check. But yeah, it looks pretty, don't it?
It looks very nice, man. I like it.
That's better than very nice. That thing looks great. Matter of fact, I've seen a lot of those transmitters over the years, and that one looks really good.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't look its age.
It looks real good. It looks train approved in its face. Trust me when I tell you this, I'll probably polish them knobs with a little brush and some soap.
Dave and I already discussed this. We knew that was going to happen. There's still some, housekeeping for you to do, but using that thing on the air, I think Dave will back me up on this, or because I can't tell myself, but that thing sounds better than my $1,500 solid state DIY AM transmitter.
Oh no, say so. Well, it's true technology, man. I don't think it can be beaten.
Like I said, Pete didn't hear this. I told Train we're going to take one of those old Sansui hi-fi amps he's got and make it into a modulator. Not this year, but sometime.
Yeah, well, I'm not done externally modulating my DIY, so the jury's still out.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, in the future, that would be a fun project because the both of you guys could do the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a Yamaha, 100-watt Yamaha, what is it, stereo amp thing. And it's already earmarked to be a DIY, a DX100 modulator.
Oh, hell.
That's probably a very good selection.
Yep. That Yamaha receiver is gonna be my modulator. I already pulled it off to the side, and it's gonna happen.
Like I said, that's basically what you're listening to right here.
Yeah. Well, while that's going on, your phone's gonna blow up all over again.
I think the schematic for this is on BTK's QRZ page. You don't need me.
I can usually follow a schematic. Sometimes I need to ask Sandbagger for clarification, though, to help me understand the schematic sometimes. But I usually can get most of it my own. Well, how many times have I taken pictures of schematics, Dave, and walk me through this?
Well, sometimes the road is a straight line and, has an interesting intersection. Sometimes the road winds and twists and jumps and makes no sense at all.
Yeah, but having the ability to bounce somebody off, bounce questions off of that understands it better makes clarity for me. So I always wind up learning something. Although, as long as you guys don't mind me blowing up your phones, I'm going to continue to do so.
At least I have an Apple phone.
Well, I'm not happy unless somebody like Dave looks at it and says, "What was this guy thinking?"
Hey, you guys have a good night.
See you later there, panty snatcher. Stay out of trouble. Ha, ha, ha.
Hey, can I hurry up? I gotta go to work. See you later. What would be the fun in that, right?
Night 6-4. Talk to you next time. Good night.
Okay, see you later.
That was a completely tongue-in-cheek statement because I know the reality.
All right, there, 6-4, Train. Hey, right back, night train. Hey, take a easy, take care. Okay, Roger, right on. Right back, stand back.
Train, your signal got even louder. What are you doing over there?
Nothing. I guess maybe I hollered into the microphone. I don't know. I had my head down and was looking in the phone. I don't know. Maybe it's warmed up. What's it like right now? Should I just turn the mic volume down a little?
Don't touch it. No, you were 9 before. You're 9.5 now. But it's got a little flutter, like airplane multipath or something. Like I said, my antenna is pointed really strange right now, so who knows what's going on.
Yeah, leave that mic in alone. Let that tram rock and roll. Thing sounds great.
Is there any wind blowing over here, Dave? Maybe your antenna's dangling a little bit.
I think it's heat waves. When it's this stinking hot, I used to notice it on VHF, UHF weak signal work all the time when it was real hot during the day. And then you get on after sunset, and the heat waves or whatever would do that to signals. And I bet it's the same kind of thing.
When your specifications are subject to change, terms and conditions may apply. And usually do.
All right, so we have a date on, what is that, the Monday the 11th? Oh, that's the day after the Kimberton Ham Fest. So, yeah, that's good. That'll be a couple of days of radio play. Woo!
Yeah, you might even have extra toys or something on hand.
Well, Wayne and I are going. He's looking for a capacitor, and I'm going to be looking for a vintage receiver.
Another one? You got that national, right?
I need another one. I need something to pair up with my Heathkit.
Oh, that's right. You're going to try to get the punch radio working.
I don't think it's that far off, to be honest.
I don't think it's that far off either. You know what happened? BTK said that the thing was dropped. That's what happened.
Yeah, the faceplate's all distorted. Take that off. I got your old faceplate. Stick that on.
That's right. You can get the old toothbrush on that rascal too. Just don't scrub too hard. Clean it up real nice. Put it on. Do your thing. As long as the transformers are good.
The transformers didn't take the hit. The top corner of the faceplate did.
As heavy as that thing is, man, it probably rippled through the entire chassis. As well as the neighborhood.
Yeah, but I looked it over, and like the only damage that I can spot offhand is the faceplate.
The shaft coupler was busted. The one that you could have taken out. That one was busted, right?
All the phenolic shaft couplers on that one are busted. All of them. But I have two things in my favor. I have rods of Delrin, and I have a lathe.
Okay. Well, you said nothing was busted, but something was busted. But you don't consider it busted because you can fix it. And I understand that.
Well, I wasn't associating that breakage with the damage, but yeah, okay. So yeah, there's busted parts, but it's minor because I can fix it and make my own parts. And the one that broke on trains, it's fixed already.
I see you got that little red knob on there, all right?
Yeah, that's your drive level. The outer knob is the switch between crystals and the VFO.
Did you ever try those crapsules in there?
No, but I can now since I have a switch to change from VFO to crapstal. So the next time we get on, maybe I'll get on with that and throw the crapstal in there.
What's a crystal? A crystal?
10-4.
Yeah, a crapsule is a crystal that's on a frequency that all your friends aren't on.
All right. We're like 6 meters.
No, like channel 14. You can find channel 14 crystals everywhere, but you can't find a channel 13 crystal anyplace.
But you know it's even more common than that is the stinking channel 9 crystals. Nobody wants those, but I got a freaking ton of them.
Well, then you ought to work on your Spanish.
Hey, do you know offhand the sockets inside the DX100 crystals 1 through 4? Is it from front to rear or rear to front?
I don't know.
That's all right. I'll figure it out. Just curious.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah.
Let me take a reading here if you don't mind. All right, we'll live with it.
It's all good over here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, those crapstals are in there. So I'll leave them in there. And if you're going to visit Train on the 11th, I'll just leave them in there and you can get them from him whenever or whatever.
Well, he could keep that 1885 one for a while. You know, even the other one. I mean, someday I want the 1885 one back. that other crystal, that's a good test crystal, you know.
10-4, Roger. Yeah, 1885. I never even thought to look for crystals, but they're not going to really help me out anyway. The B&W only has one crystal slot.
Oh, but crystals are nice. They don't drift. At least not much.
B&W don't drift either, nor does the multi-LMAC. And it has two crystal slots out front, and one of them has channel 13.
I gotta get it to work here.
Well, if your stuff drifts on 160, it's time to fix it.
Yeah, it's a problem if it drifts there. If it drifts on 160, it's going to be a nightmare on 10 meters.
Yeah, I still haven't figured this thing out. This thing, it drifts a full 10 kilohertz from dead off to fully warmed up. Exactly 10 kilohertz. And then it settles in and it doesn't move.
Roger.
Yeah, Roger, I hear you. I thought you had to go to work.
I'm on my way in right now. I'm on my way.
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like you're still talking on your CB radio. Come on. Now I think you went down the other side of the hill because now I'm losing you. Yeah, I know where Ashland is. It's on the other side of the mountain from Centralia.
Oh my God, he's up in the cold country. He's way up there.
Yeah. Ashland's a pretty good hike from here.
Yeah, it's like right at the intersection of 54 and 61 or something.
Yeah, if you're in Centralia and look at the next mountain over, that's Ashland.
Not bad for a mobile, huh? People were speculating that the underground coal fire that started in Centralia would eventually make it to Ashland.
Well, it's the same seam, so why not?
Yeah, so the same fate will probably bestow Ashland as did Centralia.
Ashland has a narrow gauge steam train that rides you up the side of the mountain to get to the mouth of a coal mine, and then you ride the coal cars down into the coal mine. I did that tour once, man. That was cool.
And none of the coal veins were on fire. That's a good thing.
No, none of them were on fire.
Not yet, anyway.
Down that chute into that fire, and then capture the steam and make it turn a turbine. What the heck?
Sounds like right in Pete's wheelhouse there.
I wanted to drive the steam train. Forget about the fire.
I don't know. I think touring Chernobyl would be more fun than Centralia.
Hey, you should tour Niagara Falls on the American side. They definitely clean that side out.
There's just not enough water flow on the American side to be exciting.
So that town that was in there, there's nothing left. There's nothing. And if you go near where that Love Canal was, that's all abandoned. Everything is just sitting there.
We got Nikola Tesla statue there on Goat Island.
If you go out, I can't remember the town or the road even, but along the Susquehanna River up there, I think, what county is that? I don't know. There's Statue of Liberty out there in the middle of the Schuylkill River. Not the Schuylkill, Susquehanna.
It's like out near Harrisburg, right?
Yeah, it's north of Harrisburg.
Yeah.
So where they made the Planet of the Apes movie?
This one's up on a pedestal. It's not buried in the sand.
It's on an island.
Isn't it on an old bridge abutment? I thought it was.
Yeah, and it's also maintained by a small group of people. They cut the vines off of it every year or two. There's ladders and such that they trolley out there in the boats.
Hiya, Greenie.
Hello. Yeah, I read an article about with that little statue ever since I was a kid.
It's always a small group of people.
Very small. Maybe it's a cult. Cult of personality. Hello all, Classic Radio Roundup. What's up, Green Dog?
How you doing, Sir Dog?
Just doing a little bit of business here, and I won't be in here for too much longer. Hello there, Green Dog Train. Howdy doody, Train. Hey Train, while I got you in there, I'm gonna fill you in on a dream I had this morning. I was hanging out, the wife and I were hanging out with Cameraman.
Oh, wow. Wow, man. I haven't heard anything else from him since Brainy passed away. You know, he called me and let me know Brainy passed, but he didn't know that I was actually at the hospital, 3 times to see Brainy. So I told him that I already knew, and then after that I couldn't get a hold of him again, even Happy Father's Day or nothing, man.
Yeah. Well, I woke from my dream thinking to myself, man, I hope it didn't happen. So, I don't know. But, I caught him on Facebook. I seen his Facebook thing, and maybe some of his brothers or people in his family. I don't really know, but yeah, man, it was a wild dream too. It seemed like it lasted for a long time too.
Oh, wow. Maybe I'll shoot him a text and see if anything happened. Let me do that now.
And Roger, let the classic radio roll on.
Rolling. On the radio, and Brady came here and he bought it. He whipped out a big wad of money. Like I'm telling you, this roll was huge, and he just flipped out these bills, and it's like, okay, I don't know how I got him to say, he asked me if I talk on the radio. I said, yeah, I talked to a couple guys. He said, name some. I said, Night Train, Spitfire, He's like, oh, yeah, next time you talk to them, tell them that you talked to Brainy. Brainy was about the only person on air that could make my wife laugh. She busts out laughing. That guy was silly in a strange way.
With emphasis on the strange.
And Roger, yes.
Well, according to the power company website, our power should be back on at 11 o'clock. You're out again? Yup.
What you working off of, Bagger?
Running the 706 because that way I can run something with a little bit of power without having to run the amp.
What you using, the generator or just what?
Yeah, I've got the generator running.
Well, everything sounds nice.
Well, power's power.
I mean the 706.
Yeah, I put the D104 on it, which, seems to work better on AM. The Super Sidekick's a little too flat on AM.
Well, it sounds real nice on this Tram 27E all-glass radio.
Yeah, that's the last thing I want to run the nice tubes. It'll draw too much.
I tell you, the fidelity on this radio is just totally off of the hook compared to most everything else I got around here, man. There's something about that 27E. It's like, that's the way it was in the 60s, man. But the thing looked like it belongs in the principal's office.
Well, tube radios just have that warm sound. I hear it with my Lafayette Comstat and the trams. but even in the browning, you know, they all have that warm tube sound. That's that wonderful harmonic distortion that makes things sound that way.
Yeah, well, this one seems to be like a little bit clearer than the 201s and the Lafayettes and all of those guys. It's got that big, bold, like I have watts for my audio. You know what I mean? It's different. It's definitely different.
Oh yeah. I like the audio. I don't have to strain my ears to hear you.
Yeah, well, you know, it's always been a little difficulty between you and I.
It calculates the actual distance between our antennas.
Yeah, I wonder what it is. I wonder.
I think it's got to be more than 20 miles.
Yeah, I think so too.
What's more than 20 miles?
Between me and Bike Buster.
Yeah, I think that's probably a safe bet. Hey, I still got a copy on you. I put it into the signal, but I want the audio on you.
Where is he, Bike Buster?
What's your 20 now? Now, I think he lost me.
Was he the same one that was up there where the fires and stuff was?
Yeah. 10-4, he was.
Green Dog, if you're still there, I sent cameraman a howdy. Hopefully he'll respond. Give him some time.
Yeah, Roger. If he writes you back, let him know I'm waving.
Roger that.
I hear that every time I say something. I got one more thing. Where's yours in my right now? Hey, Train.
Yes, sir.
How's this T-Dairy control sound over there?
Excellent, Rooster. Excellent, man. Real nice. Roger, don't do nothing.
Hey, 10-4, yeah, I put a Turner plus remake on it.
Yeah, it sounds extra nice, man. Unusual. 10-4.
Yeah, I tried other mics, but this one here, I brought it alive. Some of the other mics wouldn't do nothing.
Well, you should put a little note on there. Marry those two together.
Right, yeah. How about the go?
That's the best I've heard that one sound. Because, I mean, everybody sounds good on this 27E. Boy, this thing got some audio coming into the room.
Oh, picture of that thing. I got it going through that Messenger V4.
train.
Yeah, hold on. It's funny how power to a large area can fail one second, but then when they restore it, they're restoring it in little chunks. You would think whatever failed that knocked out the whole area, they would fix it and the whole area would come back. But for some reason, they're doing it in little chunks. They probably have to replace a lot of parts and things, even though you can't see what all went wrong, man. There's probably all kinds of stuff that has to be replaced. Yeah, but you know, if a single point of failure took out 2,000 customers, then repairing that single point of failure should restore it to all 2,000 customers. You know, there's something weird there. Maybe they play games to, to retrieve more money from wherever the money comes from. Well, I know our township is suing, and there's a PUC investigation. You know, because they've been screwing the dog for a long time. They had a substation failure that, for whatever reason, this was several months back. They drug their feet on fixing, and so now we're, that was like our primary source of power, and now we're running off of our secondary source of power, and it can't handle the extra load. And I guess on days like this, when air conditioners are running full bore, and all that kind of stuff, things tend to get hot and fail. I don't know, but it's getting old. It's getting really old. I think I've lost power now in the last 3 months, probably more than I have in the last 25 years. We're done. That radio is clean. Which one? That's that Tram 2070. I sent him a picture of it. Remember the one where the floor was polished on the inside? Oh yeah, okay. The chassis is all shiny chrome and not all smudged up. I didn't even show him the inside. I just showed him the face and this cage. But I don't know where the pictures for the inside are anymore. It would take a little while to find that. But when that rascal was first polished up, the motor puppy was still living, man. I remember him, talking to me on that particular one. I miss motor puppy. Yeah, isn't that something, man? You never know.
Sometimes not.
Yes, it is, and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes not. What bridge was that? The Danenauer Bridge? What is that called anyway? Danauer or Danenauer? What is it called?
Watch out for the frozen pepperoni sticks. On the Danauer.
Yeah, it's a hot one on the Danauer. Is it Danauer or Danauer or what is it? I think is it Danauer or Danenauer? Something like that.
I think it's Danenauer.
Danenauer? Yeah, people from that area should know.
Yeah, the Danenauer Bridge. It was right behind my house, almost.
Yeah, Danenauer. There's people of my generation still call it the New Bridge. All three of you guys say it differently.
Yeah, well, it's a hot one. It's a hot one on the Danauer.
That was Norristown Speedy.
Watch out for the frozen pepperoni sticks. Yeah, I still heard people refer it to it as the new bridge. You going over the old bridge or the new bridge?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in 1972 or whatever, I got, yeah, the bridge first opened only one way over, and you had to get off at the Bridgeport exit. And then they extended it all the way, and then they opened it the other direction. So it was like in stages. But we all call it the new bridge.
Well, I'll tell you what, the only thing that seemed to ring a bell with me was the story about that guy, young guy on a motorcycle. He had a girl hitched to the back of him, and they were crossing over that bridge, and he was flying, and the traffic stopped. And of course, he hit the brake real hard, but he couldn't avoid it. He crashed into the back of the vehicle in front of him, and the poor girl was catapulted, and she went over the bridge and fell to her death. And the girl's father wanted him so bad that it made the news. I mean, he wanted to kill the boy, and it was so bad that it made the news how that man wanted to kill that boy, you know, for the death of his daughter.
I take it that he didn't die in the crash.
He didn't die, and the girl's father wanted to kill him so bad he could taste it.
Well, he probably thinks he was a derelict.
Well, you know, you take an awful risk when you climb on the back of those little motorcycles anyway. And you're just holding on to, what, the waist of the person? Is that how you hold on? You hold him around his waist?
Not on my bike. On my bike, it's got a backrest and armrests and curls all around. It's so comfortable and safe. My daughter falls asleep in the back.
Well, what do you hold on to?
Don't need to hold on to nothing. It's a wraparound seat with a backrest.
All right, yeah, that's totally different. Yeah, well, this must have been a crotch rocket, because she went up like, you know, a slingshot, and she went over the bridge, and that girl's father wanted that boy so bad.
Well, it's not the speed that kills, it's that sudden stop.
Yeah, now what's under that bridge? Is it water, or what is it?
It's water. It goes over the Schuylkill River.
Depends on where you live, what part of it you're at. If you're down right before the light in Norristown, it's just more streets, concrete, and dry land. If you're halfway in the middle, then it's river.
Well, that's true. It all depends on what part of the bridge you're on.
Yeah, that story was widespread, and of course, you know, if anything would have happened to that boy, everybody would have known who did it. He wanted him bad. He wanted him so bad that the news got all around.
Yeah, now, if you were on the jury if something happened to that boy, would you convict the father?
No, I don't know if I would convict him or not, but then again, maybe he should still be punished. I mean, it was a conscious decision. But, yeah, I sympathize with him. I do, man, because if that was my daughter, I'd probably feel the same way.
Probably guilty of homicide by vehicle, you know, if he's responsible.
Yeah, well, no doubt they were flying, you know what I mean? They were young, and they were flying. You know, you don't go slow on those motorcycles when you have a girl on the back.
Well, that really depends if you're a knucklehead or not. Because with my girl on the back, I don't go flying.
Well, that's because you are responsible. You know,
that's totally, that's a whole different scenario. This would be some young, whippersnapper like Bagger says. You know what I mean? With a girl hanging off the back, no doubt, her hair flying, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, don't be a knucklehead on a motorcycle.
Plenty of knuckleheads in cars too that kill their girl too. So it's not just bikes. And it's not the speed that kills. It's the sudden stop.
Yeah, so let's just say don't be a knucklehead. Yeah, when it really boils down, and then of course you probably can almost guarantee you that he was at least doubling the speed limit.
Yeah, the moral of the story is don't be a knucklehead.
Yeah, I mean the Dan Howard Bridge was always a drag strip. People would start at the one end and race to the other, and hopefully your brakes work as good as your engine did. Yeah, don't be a knucklehead. If you want to race, go to a racetrack. That's what I did. That's right. Take it to the track.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I wanted to race, so I went to the racetrack.
Well, what about if you want to do donuts? Where do you go to do donuts? Because they're having problems with donuts across the country, from California all the way up this way. They're having problems with donuts. So that's being a knucklehead.
Oh, you go to the mall parking lot for donuts, but you go when, well, back in the day, there's the blue laws. You went to the mall parking lot on Sunday. Now I don't know when you go to the mall parking lot. Late at night? I don't know.
That's still being a knucklehead. Actually, go to Dunkin', then you can get donuts.
Well, then I was a knucklehead because I used to do donuts in the mall parking lot on Sunday when nobody was there.
I only did it when it was October with ice and snow. That's how I taught my daughter how to drive. Yeah, that's how I learned how to correct skids and stuff. I'd go in the parking lot and force into a skid and pull out of it.
Yeah, that's how I taught my daughter how to drive my manual transmission pickup truck. I took it to the mall parking lot.
I waited till it snowed and I said, this is how it feels when you have no control.
But that is the best way to learn, is get into a snowy lot and figure it out. It's the best way to learn.
My daughter hated when I would take her driving. She liked it better when her mom took her because I always took her on the highway, and that's always frustrating when you're first learning how to drive.
I forbade my daughter from touching the gas pedal to make the truck move in the parking lot. I said, you got to make this truck move without touching that gas pedal. If you touch the gas pedal, you fail. So make the truck move without stalling, without touching the gas pedal. Once you can do that, then we'll move on to step 2.
Yeah, you should be able to flip the clutch enough at idle speed to get it to go without stalling on a level ground.
Yeah, on level ground. A hill is a whole nother story. That was like lesson number 4. But lesson number 1, the very first lesson, level ground parking lot. Make the truck move without touching the gas pedal. Yeah, I'd still do that in a zipper car. The only time I ever touch the gas pedal to get moving is when I'm stuck on a hill. Then you got no choice. Now, typically, I don't touch that gas until the car is rolling. Clutch is engaged. Then I hit the gas.
Yeah, usually works.
Took her a while. I know she was mad at me. Took a while, but she got it.
learned to drive on a 40-passenger school bus with a 5-speed transmission.
That's an interesting learner vehicle.
I learned to drive a clutch on a, I don't know, 1970 something Kawasaki XR100.
From there, I went to a triaxle dump truck that was a 15-speed with 2 overdrives.
My first manual car was a 1970 Opel GT.
All my cars were manual when I bought them originally. Now I buy automatics.
Still driving a stick. I love it. I don't want to give up my stick.
I don't blame you. I'm thinking about that myself.
I feel like I'm in so much more in control of things.
I miss the stick.
Yeah, you're right. You are in control, though. It's much more control than just a automatic transmission. Automatic transmission, you're just waiting for it to shift.
Yeah, it's not just that, because, like, you know, you don't always need to upshift. Sometimes you want to stay in that gear, get zipping along, but then you want to let off the gas and let the engine slow you back down again. Can't do that in automatic. You got to hit the brake.
Yeah, well, 17 years, I drove all the trucks I had Road Ranger transmissions, which are 10 speeds with, well, there's no overdrives on them. But I had a Kenworth once that was a 15 speed and had 2 overdrives to it, too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I thought when they put 6-speed in a car, that was a lot.
Well, the Ranger was a 5-speed, and then you would press a button on the shifter, it would put it into the next range, and it was another 5 speeds. So it was like a 10-speed.
Kind of like that Honda CB900 special.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like that.
Yeah, that 2-speed rear was way cool.
Yeah. I'm still the doctor had a stroke, and when he's able to drive again, he's gonna come up here and buy it from me. I can't hear that guy in the distance.
There's nobody talking to hear.
Oh no.
Could be skip for all I know. Or this antenna's low enough, I don't get much skip.
Antenna don't need to be high to get skip.
Well, I'm not getting much here, that's for sure. Occasionally.
I don't think there's any skip in there right now.
No, but during the day, I hear these guys from North Carolina a lot. You know, during the day.
Where'd everybody go?
I was trying to listen to that guy in the distance, but I can't make out what he's saying.
I'm still here. I'm just taking pictures of this vacuum variable. You might like it.
Uh-oh, parts.
Isn't that what I need?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we'll take care of that eventually. I like looking down at this tuner right now. It's like cool.
Yeah, we got to make your antenna longer, though, so you can get on 160.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, too. Well, we should be able to do that. We just need to add more wire.
Make loading coils. Hey, Wayne, I'd be able to hear you if I was using my good receiver.
Can you hear 5/7 at all there, Wayne?
Was that him that just asked me a question?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm hearing now. I hear him okay now on AM.
Too much noise.
Oh, so Wayne's hearing 507, but 507's not hearing Wayne. Now there's a reverse in fortunes.
I just heard him underneath you, doubling, but I didn't hear what he said. I get bits and pieces of what he said, but this receiver, the noise blanker stinks on. So if I was using a good, a better receiver that works better, I'd be able to hear him right now, which I think last time was kind of marginal here.
I think Bagger was underneath of me.
Yeah, and I'm not running amplification at all, Dave. It's just 2.5 watts dead key. Well, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's when you should be running that Italian one tuber.
Or your tube amp.
That's what I'm talking about. Run that one tuber Italian amp. That's perfect for that Ranger radio.
Yeah, I got to play around with it. I've had too much to drink already tonight. I'll be plugging stuff in the wrong places, Roger.
Roger on the too much to drink tonight.
Well, he's hearing you, Wayne.
Yeah, that's correct. I don't want to be plugging stuff in with after having too much to drink. Hi there, Dave.
Yeah, hello. You're just there. Just. And like I said, it's my fault because I'm not running my best receiver. So that's good.
And your antenna's pointed at the moon.
Oh, that's not bad. I'm really impressed because I only have 20 feet of mast over this Mako 5 Ace Wave.
Nothing wrong with a Mako 5 Ace Wave.
Yeah, as long as the SWR is good. SWRs are 1-to-1. Knight Rider was here. We used his VPN to set it up.
Yeah, and that's Sky Rider, and that's VNA. Roger on the drink.
Yeah, VNA. Sorry.
I'm just smiling over here. That's all.
It's like having an attender
On the back of your ambulance.
We had everybody take their hands off the antenna. Skyrider hooked up his VNA, and then we had one guy adjust it till it was flat. And I'm fine here on the CB frequencies with this Ranger. It's all okay now. Life is good in a big city. I just should be higher so I can hear people in the distance better. But that's a minor arrangement. I'll work that out.
Yeah, your bigger priority is to make that doublet longer in wire.
I'm sitting here ready to photograph this vacuum variable, man. I'm going to be like the Godfather. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, I got my AL80 hooked up to the ICOM, so even with low driving it, I I can put out some wattage.
Yeah, well, 160, 100 watts of carrier will do you really well through the wintertime.
Yeah, I'm thinking I could probably boost it up to the 200 watt dead carrier with no problem. Although, let's see how it works on 100 watts first, Roger.
200 watts is really spanking it. I mean, if you do really quick back and forth like we're doing now, it's no problem. But if you read the Gettysburg Address, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, you'd probably be safe at $150. 200 might not so much, the spanking that he's talking about, but shortened antenna on 160. Now you're going to be making volts and all kinds of current, and bad things could happen.
Well, as long as the antenna's matched, the amp won't care about that. I'm saying that amp any day of the week. 200 watts, if you're going to filibuster, is that's a bit much for AM, but it'll do 150.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But right now, I have it set for 80 meters and 100 watts dead key on AM.
Yeah, 80 meters is a whole lot easier to do. The problem is it's 80 meters.
Ah.
Yeah, well, that's why I need a longer antenna, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I spent 27 years on a small lot, and trust me, I tried every trick in the book. And I know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, 160 is a lot better for playing YAM than 80 is.
You can always try an end-fed half-wave.
Were you trying to stir the pot?
Always.
Yeah, I know 507's got something to say about end-fed half-waves.
Yeah, go ahead and try one.
Doublets, to me, are like the best multi-band antennas you could come up with, as far as playing, down the bottom end of the frequency range there.
All you got to do is you look up the contest corral after the contest, and people say what they were using and all the high scorers, and you could go back 100 years. You know who's using an end-fed half-wave in a contest? Nobody.
That says a lot right there. Go back 100 years, all your high scorers in the contest, how many of them were using end-fed half-waves?
Most of your high schoolers are running towers, mono-band beams, and,
Not on 160, they're not.
Oh, no. Well, those guys are loading up their towers on 160.
Yeah, some of them are.
In a way, I wish I still had access to the Merck plant site, because we had that 180-foot stack that had like lightning rods, whatever, at the top, and copper wire coming all the way down the sides. Shunt feed that.
Yeah, never mind that. Go up to the top and rig something up, man, and set yourself up a wire vertical.
Well, there's no way of getting to the top of that stack. But the other stack, the silo stack, that was 150 feet, that was like a porch deck up on top, and I put a quad band Yaesu in there, and an ammo box, because there was an outlet there. So I plugged in a power supply, set up crossband, quarter wave mag mount, and was able to talk to Dave for his 40-mile commute on 2 meters.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I had my 2-meter experience was at the Empire State Building on the 78th floor. I took a cush aircraft A147-11 and put it in the middle of the suite, aimed it at the window, which was kind of aimed at Philadelphia from where I was. Sure enough, I worked Joe M3IBX with that, with about 100 and, well, it started out at 180 watts, but by the time I got to the antenna, it was more like 90.
Yeah, that crossband repeater setup worked pretty well. I was only running 10 watts on a quarter wave mag mount, and every once in a while, a guy from Delaware would pop in.
Maybe it was Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, I don't remember the guy's call sign, though. But that top of that stack, I think, was something like 600 or 700 feet above sea level. It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, you'll get out with that. Your radio horizon's like 38 miles. But you got hilly stuff, so somebody else that's elevated, it's even better.
Yeah, and I was only running it at 10 watts, but Dave could hear me on his entire commute.
Location, location, location.
That was a pretty good setup in those days. I mean, you know, I'd sit there down in the control room with my HT and talk to Dave and his entire 40-mile commute.
The most amazing part of it is how you set that up with the radio you use and left it out there on the roof.
Yeah. So there was no feed line loss, and I was using one of them scanner antennas with the Motorola plug, you know, like a radio jack, you know, like a mobile car radio jack. It was a Motorola plug, and I had to adapt it to a PL259 or SO239, PL259, yeah. So it was one of them tri-band Radio Shack mag mount scanner antennas. So I was running 5 watts UHF, 10 watts VHF.
And then you burn the radio up.
Well, that was long after that. The blowing the radio up was not due to that.
Yeah, I guess it did come after that, didn't it?
Yeah, it was down in Cogolium when my 12-volt supply decided to put out 26 volts.
And then you put the other radio on and said, geez, what the heck?
And did the same thing to the second one. I really need to send one of them out to Yazoo or somebody and have it fixed. I'm sure it's not a big deal to fix it. Maybe when the Sandbagger radio repair service goes into operation, maybe I just send it to you.
That's right, for a limited time only. Act now, then save. Save with Dave. That's right, and for a limited time only. You could experience the fine quality craftsmanship and technology that Dave has been rendering for more than 3 generations. Has a background of experience and a name that you can trust. Call Bagger today or visit us on the web at bagger.com.
Yeah, and if you can supply it, we can fry it.
That's right. Yep. We checked our lessons from the 05 Institute of Amplifier Repair and Technology.
It's going gazzy. It's going gazzy.
I still crack up with that. It's still on there on YouTube for everybody to see.
And then everything goes dark.
And all you hear is UPS beeping.
So, Pete, you really going to look for another receiver?
Well, I have it in mind if the price is right.
Only because you want something to pair with the DX100, huh?
Well, not initially. I'm using my freaking modern Yazoo with my B&W. The B&W deserves better than that.
Yeah. I don't know. What's wrong with your modern Yaesu that you don't like?
I feel like it's cheating.
Vintage receiver to go with vintage transmitter.
Right. I mean, it's cool and all. I got no complaints against it. It just seems like cheating somehow. But I got 3 transmitters here Well, no, yeah, 1, 2, 3. So it'll be 4. It'll be 4 transmitters, and I only got 2 receivers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why? You got something you're thinking of parting with?
Got a whole house full of stuff. You kidding me? You saw all the crap that's here.
Yeah, but I don't recall seeing any other. I don't even recall seeing the helicopters that you sold train. I don't even remember seeing that. So I'm sure I missed a lot.
Yeah, you were overloaded, man. I can understand that. I've been there. I know what that's like. It was right here, too. I mean, it was right here.
Well, send me a shopping list of the receivers you're willing to part with, and I'll go into shopping.
Yeah, maybe next week. I'm going to send you a picture of this vacuum variable. When you see this, you're going to be like, what?
Well, I'm sure Wayne will appreciate it because it's all about getting Wayne down there on low band.
That's what I'm looking at. Something that's completely indestructible. I think it handles 70 amps.
I hear you, 64. What are you doing there, Penny Snatcher? Break time or what?
I'm in the counter here. I'm on 248. I just made out here on the 248 over here by Bowman's County, over.
Yeah, well, you're doing your thing. I hear you, no problem at all. Old Penny Snatcher Mobile doing his thing.
I got a couple radios with capabilities for low bands. Just I don't have the antenna.
Oh, if I have anything to do with it, you'll have the antenna. Just might have to get a little creative at some point.
That's the name of the game, being creative. That's why we're hams.
When somebody tells me that I can't do something, then I need to do something about it to prove them wrong.
I'm with you. That's what we did last time. Have you tried using loading coils? Using what? Loading coils, so you don't have to make it full length.
I'm adverse to using them if I don't have to.
Oh yeah, I agree. But his watt size and all kind of makes a 160-meter full-size antenna kind of problematic.
I was thinking along the lines of like a folded dipole, even like using crappy brown stuff window line and make a folded dipole.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So you get twice the length and half the space.
Yeah, and that space is premium to me.
If we can use those 2 trailer park light poles, though, that'd go a long way to helping things along.
Yeah, I know. I'll work on that.
That's your mission.
Accepted.
Now you need to destroy the tape because it's going to self-destruct in 5 seconds anyway.
And like I said, if I was in trailer 1, it'd be all different because there's a full-size tree in front of that trailer. I could use branches that are 100 feet high on that one.
Well, you're not too terribly off where you're at if you can use those outlying supports. That would make it easier. If you can't, then it becomes a little more difficult.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay with that. I'll have to contact Habib and make sure it's okay with him. Because, if it's a trailer park property, it's probably no problem.
Right. And it's not like something, most people won't even notice it anyway. So it's not a matter of aesthetics or anything. Like, he might notice because he's the maintenance man, but guaranteed most people won't.
I'd want to make it okay with him. Like I said, he's the manager of the trailer park, so I I'll make sure that he knows what's going on. And like, it's not a big deal because I'm only running like 100 watts through it anyway.
Yeah, so your mission is that. My mission is to make it longer once you get the permission to do so.
I'm just wondering if we should make a whole new wire.
No needing that. Just add. Just add it on. It's easy.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know, but okay, cool.
No, I just wrap wire to the wire and solder it all together real nice and put shrinky dink on it. Call it good.
That works for me. I'll work on getting the permissions real soon.
All right. Can't move forward until you get the permission. Once that happens, we can move forward.
I'm excited. 160 meters. Whoa.
Yeah, it's good wintertime band. Really nice.
Yeah, I know it's not that populated because people don't use it because they don't have the equipment to make it work.
They may have the equipment. They just don't have the know-how or the drive or desire to get there. All you need is drive, desire, and a little know-how.
Yeah, well, that's a gentleman's band.
That's right. Who was underneath Wayne?
I said, when do we want to talk about why loading coils suck?
You can talk about that now because Sandbagger's the one who suggested that. I can't explain why, but I'm adverse to using them.
Well, you know, we all have our adversity.
The floor is yours, 507.
All right, well, hey, look, I'm almost on frequency, too. Loading coils you use as a last resort in wire antenna because if you're going to use your wire antenna as a multiband antenna, there are some clever schemes where your loading coil and its interwinding capacitance can resonate somewhere and act like a trap. But for the most part, they're heavy. They weigh your antenna down. And if you look at it in terms of when you have a short antenna and losses and all that, you've got a real compromise going on. You could put a bunch of windings near the end, or you could put less windings near the middle with heavy copper as far as losses go. It's generally an unhappy, especially from working guys on 160 over the years, generally an unhappy way to do things. And yeah, you can make the SWR 1-to-1, but you know what that's worth.
My dummy load has 1-to-1 across the whole entire HF spectrum.
So I would rather, if I had a half-size doublet, say an 80-meter doublet that I wanted to use on 160, I would rather than jam some loading coils in, which is not a bad idea until you start looking at how they work. I would rather just take the antenna, upsize the copper, near the center of it at least, because there's less current as you go out, so you don't have to make the whole thing heavy. But get some balance feeders, make them number 8, like 7-inch spacing, and then you can taper off from the number 8 down to lighter wire on the doublet once you get out from the center, where the current starts to be reduced. And make up your conjugate match in the shack with your tuner, which is really big and ugly.
So you're kind of saying our best bet is to get rid of that crappy brown stuff and hook up Wayne with some open wire feeders.
Yeah. If you're going to run a 80-meter doublet on 160, that's kind of a given. Otherwise, your feeders are going to look like a dummy load.
I thought I had open wire feeders here.
Now, you got a balanced feeder, but it's 450 ohm window line. Open wire feeders is more like the crap that I made. It's like 5-inch spacing, 600 ohms.
Then I have to do a little work to make it.
Oh, I can make it for you. I made 300 feet of it for here, so I could certainly do 50 feet for there. That's easy.
Yeah. Just don't let Pete's wife near it.
Well, Wayne's a bachelor, and he won't care if it goes in front of his dining room window.
So explain to me, guys, what is a doublet as opposed to what?
Back to the dipole versus doublet question.
And well, in my mind, the description is different than the full description that 5/7 will probably give you. So I'll just let him have the floor.
No, Pete, it's more fun if you tell him.
All right. Well, in my mind, you've got a dipole right now. Train. Yours is a 160 meter dipole. If we remove the coax and use 450 ohm window line or 600 ohm open wire feeders, now it's a doublet. And a doublet does not have to be resonant on your frequency. It just has to be enough wire there for the frequency you want to get to. Doublets easily cover all HF with a tuner, no problem. Dipoles with a coax feed, not so much. So a doublet doesn't have to be resonant. A dipole kind of does. Open wire feeders or balanced feeders is a better description. To me, the simple answer is a doublet is a balanced fed antenna. A dipole is a coax fed antenna. Simple answer, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah, I switched over to my ICOM. I can hear VW Dave now.
How come? What? I hear you better. Whatever your other radio is, something ain't right.
It's a lower power radio. He's on a higher power radio now.
Yeah, he went from 2.5 watts to like 30.
Yeah, but he hears me better. Where does that come from?
Better radio.
Less noise. Better radio. I switched over from my Ranger 3300 to my ICOM 736.
You know, I hear you like they're in the shack with me here, except the audio's a little narrow, but who cares?
Oh, that's awesome. Most excellent.
And that's the radio he was using on 80 meters.
All right, well, let's chalk it up for ICOM. That's a good description of a doublet, Pete.
Well, thank you. I'm learning something.
Well, that's a good thing. At least somebody is. Yeah, well, I just learned something too. I mean, I'm not even used to these terminology.
In my mind, the best all-around high-frequency antenna for your average amateur, if he wants to play on all bands with one antenna, the doublet is the way to go. Forget about all our end-fed silliness, multiple, fan dipoles and all this crap. Just get yourself a doublet and a tuner and you'll be good.
That's the way I am. And the center of my antenna is about 40 feet in the air, and the ends are coming down to the ends of my trailer, and it's working just fine.
Yeah, that'll work.
So if you want to make more use of that antenna, Night Train, at some point we'll switch out that coax for twin lead.
Right, but not the one that's 6 inches wide or 8 inches wide. We're talking about the little brown one.
Well, Dave's description of that is the crappy brown stuff, but my experience for general use, that 450 ohm window line crappy brown stuff that's about an inch wide works just fine. Now you want to get even more serious though, you got to go to the 5-inch open wire feeders. That's for getting serious and more power and all that.
I have the 4-inch 130 ohm open line, and it works just fine for me.
It's not 4-inch. It's like an inch.
Yeah, oh yeah. Let me stand corrected, about an inch. Now what's the impedance on his, Pete?
450 ohms. Mine's 600.
Yeah, the impedance on a feed line, depending on what you're using for an antenna tuner, is not really critical. It's supposed to be the mean impedance between the ratio of the source and the load impedance, but you're using it on every band. So the thing is, I don't like the crappy brown stuff because it's glorified TV twin lead. Really, it's a little bit larger and they punch a few holes in it. The problem is there's too much surface area, so when it gets wet, when it rains, it changes the tuning, which kind of sucks, especially on the higher bands. But you don't need monster feeders for what Train's doing, because his antenna isn't short. Here's where the whole game, where you start having to run into using lots of copper. You need all that crap when you're running an antenna that's too short for the band you're on.
Yeah. So for general all-around use, the crappy brown stuff is useful. At least it's a place to start. And the downfalls are what Dave said. When it gets wet, the tuning changes, and I can attest to that. And that right there is the major reason why I went to the open wire feeders, the wider spacing, and it's complete air dielectric, where the window lines is mostly air dielectric, but there's still plastic in there and a narrower spacing, so it's affected by wet. The open wire air dielectric wide spaced feeders, the wet doesn't so much care about.
Well, I would have ordered some ladder line, Pete, if you felt that it was the better way to go. He didn't have to use that 50 ohm coax.
Well, we did that because that's what you had. The whole start of this project was to get you on 160 AM. Now, once we get you there, then we can take the other steps forward. You got to start somewhere. So it's a good place to start. And then once you get your feet wet and you're like, oh yeah, I like this. Now I want to go elsewhere. Well, then you get the crappy brown stuff and you change it out.
Roger that. On a CBS.
But you're gonna need a tuner. So you can't plug the crappy brown stuff into the back of the Heath kit.
Yeah, you'll need a balun and a tuner.
Everything in its time, Train. Trust me. If you're trying to do all this great stuff all at once, it won't work.
Right. Let's get your feet wet, get you used to it, and then we'll direct you to the step-by-step improvements along the way. Next thing you know, you'll have a tuner like Wayne's got, like I got. You'll have these big coils and capacitors and stuff. Oh yeah, we'll get you there, just a little bit at a time. We don't want to overwhelm you.
I like the big capacitors.
Go over to Train's place one day after he's got all that work, and his hair will be totally white and have like a look on him
like Einstein.
No, I'm thinking like Christopher Lloyd, in the Back to the Future type of hair.
Scott.
Great Scott!
You turn out fine, but something's got to be done about your kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure you already got a tuner over there already, though, don't you, Train?
Yeah, because Bagger recommended that I get a tuner because he thought that I was going to be using the ladder line. So I purchased the tuner getting ready, but I didn't get a chance to get the ladder line.
Well, at your leisure, order the ladder line and we'll make the changeover.
I have 4 tuners here. Oh man, if I'd known you had 4 tuners, Wayne, I probably could have bought one off of you. I would even let you one. But I don't generally borrow. I usually buy. And that way, if anything goes wrong, it's mine. You know what I mean? I hate to hurt somebody else's something. I got a Dentron 1 kilowatt tuner, super tuner, and I have a MFJ 1200 watt T tuner too, and I have like 3 500 watt or 300 watt tuners. All right, yeah. So you got the goods over there.
Yeah, and then he's got a 5,000 watt homemade tuner that runs circles around all those other ones.
Oh yeah, it's like impressive. I can't wait till we get it working. Alright, so what's the idea of the big fat ladder line like you showed me, Pete, that looked like it could have been made out of a bunch of pieces of bamboo with holes drilled in it? Is that just for heavy power, or are we looking at different bands? Bamboo.
So the one that's not hooked up currently that I showed you, the homemade wire with the PVC spreaders, that's well, it'll handle higher power for sure than the crappy brown stuff. But the crappy brown stuff handles decent power. It was more about when it rains, not changing the tuning at my tuner. The crappy brown stuff, when it rains, it screws with my tuning. So I got to retune.
Well, wouldn't that be par for the course if you had to tune a little just because of some rain? That wouldn't be, everybody would be doing that, right?
And everybody does that, unless they got open wire feeders.
I don't do that.
What you got there, Dave?
It's got open wire feeders.
Are they 6 inches? Are they 6 inches, Dave?
No. I think I'm using like 4 and a quarter. I don't even remember what I did. Using number 12 THHN. And there's right around 100 feet of it.
Mine's 300 feet long, 5-inch spacing, and 14 gauge THHN. And from everything I read, that is right at 600 ohms, and that's what I was shooting for. You go wider to another inch wider, it's 625 ohms. You go another inch shorter at 4 inches, it's like 550 ohms. So like once you get wider spacing, like it takes a lot of spacing to change the impedance. So like 450 ohm ladder line is like an inch. To change to 600 ohms, you're going 4 more inches wider. So the more spacing you get, the less change in impedance. But the idea is the air dielectric and the wide spacing, and it's not influenced by weather.
And crappy brown stuff at an inch spacing is usually way smaller conductor size too, which is why it's higher impedance. So, and the actual surge impedance of the feed line that you're using really isn't critical because you've got a conjugate match going on, which means your tuner can match any reasonable load. And that is why Pete builds tuners.
Yeah, I build balanced lines and I build balanced tuners to go with them, and I've discovered it's the way to go.
All right, yeah.
But your coax is going to work just fine on 160. But yeah, if you want to change your coax out and put some balanced feeders on there, you could use that same antenna on every band. Of course, when you get up to here, it'll work. It'll be horizontal, but it'll have a weird pattern, and it depends on the direction of the antenna is pointed. So you'll have a lot of energy coming near the axis of the wire. It depends how it's put up. Whereas on 160, it's omnidirectional. On 80, it might have a little bit of gain off the sides. And that's the next band you're going to get on from 160 is 80. Problem with 80 is that there's lots of abusive idiots there. But we can all get on the same frequency at the same time and have some fun with them.
Yeah. The idea is to get you on 160, and then we'll worry about whatever else from there. But if you want to use that antenna from 160 to 10 meters, including 11, it will work for sure. I've used mine on here when my other antenna fell down and I didn't have nothing but the wire. The wire worked just fine. I was an S unit or two down to most people, but it worked fine.
All right, well, we'll see what it's like using the 50 ohm coax.
Yeah.
You only will run into an issue when you start trying to use it on other bands, and it'll probably be fine on 80 and maybe even on 40. But then you start going higher than that, there's going to be losses introduced. It's not going to work as well as if it was balanced line fed.
Yeah, the coax into that antenna isn't going to work on any other band. Maybe somewhere up here it might, but other than that, it's going to be horrible.
It's certainly not going to work as well as balanced fed. And this has been the antenna feeding and erecting portion of Classic Radio Roundup.
Yeah. And my power still hasn't come back on.
So you don't even know what time it is then, do you?
Oh, yeah, I have a watch. It's 10:30.
All right, yeah, I just looked at the clock myself. I'm having too much fun, but I kind of got to get out of here. I got to get some Z's.
That's an extra long video gate, huh?
Oh, yeah. Video gate is currently 2 hours and 43 minutes. This one a longer one, yeah. It's been a while since it's been a 2 hour and 43 minute video gate. But anyway, I'm going to sign out. Great fun. Looking forward to setting you up there, night train, getting you going, and then baby steps. Get things going first, and then worry about expansion afterwards. You know how it goes. It's just a whole different thing. We'll have fun. I know it. I know we will. All right, gentlemen, all around, everybody, and all the sandbaggers. Your countywide radio and Classic Radio Roundup. And the gate will roll for about another 2 minutes, and I'm shutting it off. Countywide.
Thank you, Pete. All right, man. I think I want to back at myself. But get ready for, hopefully the power will come on. And I got to run and start flipping breakers again. Catch everyone later. Plus, I think I better shut the generator off because I might be starting to annoy neighbors. It is Betty by time, so catch everyone later. Classic Radio Roundup. Good night, Dave. Good night, Dave. Good night, Pete.
Yeah. Good night, folks. Hope your power goes back on there, Dave. Been there, done that many times. Could be my turn next time. And Pete, thanks. Steve, Wayne, Rooster was out there. A couple other guys. And the SWLs. Talk to you guys in September. This antenna is coming down tomorrow. Unless it rains all day. Coming down for maintenance. My projected date is September 1st to be back on here with the new improved version. But I will be on the low band, so good night all. 5/7 down here near the JC Dixie line. Running this anti-Q transmitter. EF Junction. Talk to you guys later. Thank you.
All right, there, 5/7. Yeah, I didn't know you were going to be pulling your antenna down. What what you're gonna do. You gotta let me know what you're gonna do at first.
I'm gonna fix everything about it that annoys me.
What annoys you about it?
The boom isn't long enough, and it's not tuned right, and it needs more elements.
Now, will those more elements cause it to draw in more receive? I know it'll do transmit, but will that give you better receive?
If it doesn't, I will be very angry.
So you should be taking some notes now. What it does and what it don't do. And that way, if you made improvements to see what, because you know that happened to me, man. I took a IMAX 2000 down and put a Mako V58 up, and my man down in Mantua, New Jersey, was complaining. Night Train, what did you do, man? I can't hardly hear you anymore. And it was a 1-to-1 match, and you know whatever, and. For some reason, the V58 was supposed to have been an improvement, and I went backwards, man, major.
Yeah, man. Been there, done that. That's not going to happen here. Nope. Sorry you had that problem, and I have had that problem in the past, but this time, it's not going to be like that.
Man, I thought I should have had ladder line from the beginning. You know, all it would have been was to order some ladder line and postpone it for 5 days.
Oh, you want that ladder line so you get an 80 meters. You got an 80 meters with Clark. Yeah. Oh, man. Now, you got to warm up on 160 first, and then you can get on 80 meters with those guys. Some of them are really weird.
My inverted V works real good with ladder line. That's right. Shouldn't you be using ladder line in your station? Yeah, I should have bought ladder line. I never had ladder because I had coax laying around, and that's what we did. We went to the garage and grabbed a batch of coax. Boom. But you know, they kind of caught me by surprise. You know, everything happened, you know, so quickly. But I don't think it would have hurt to have them little 4.5-inch. Hey, speaking of which, how far apart should they be spaced? Because them little things cost a little bit of money each.
You need to get ladder lock too.
What's ladder lock?
Different ways. You get plexiglass and whack it up with
I never heard of that either.
drill holes into with a drill press and use 2-part epoxy. You make anything you want. That's what I'm doing here. I gotta go, man. I had a long day. I was outside over 10 hours today, culminating in fixing my air conditioner. I got sunburn. I'm an old man. I can't do this. It's been fun, folks. Good night.
Good night, 5/7. Yeah, a ladder locker. You got one on your antenna, Wayne. It's where the wires go into the feed point. So you, like Dave was just saying, you use plexiglass or whatever, but you gotta, the way that's connected to the coax now and the 2 wires has to be connected different than it is now. So you need another arrangement to connect all the wires together. But those ladder lockers work really well. And that's what Wayne's got on his. It's just a piece of plastic, but it's got screw holes in it to wrap all the wire and solder all the wire to, and it's got a big loop hole in the plastic for hanging it from. But we can always fabricate something too, but you can't. It's not like you can unconnect the coax and then connect in a ladder line. You got to do something about it.
Oh, well, that's cool. Okay, thank you. So I might be able to get away with something like that out back there, Pete. You know, because it's way back there in the corner.
Well, you just need some piece of plexiglass and some hardware to connect it all together, support it mechanically, and hang it. And I just had a bunch of those ladder lockers I bought at a Hamfest a long time ago. And so Wayne lucked out with a ladder locker because I still had a couple left. But I don't have any more. That was, I think, my last one. And again, we'll look at the Hamfest at Kimberton. I could always use some more of them. So anyway, but my open wire feeders, I couldn't use the ladder lockers. I had to fabricate my own support. But yeah, it's a different connection and support than what you got going on now is all. All right, I'm getting out of here for real this time, and the video gate is going off. Good fun on the radio tonight. County wide 7-3.
Catch you there, Pete. Alright, Pete, 73. So I guess that leaves me and you. Wayne, things is getting bad, man. Everybody's signing off. Well, it's not getting bad. It's just, we've been standing by for other people to come in.